Back again, and hopefully this is working. What we'll do is if I see any, like even one dropped frame in this game, we will just hand off and have Zombie Grub stream it and hope that that works. And if it doesn't, then I don't know what to tell you guys. We love casting games live. I don't want to have to save these and do it from replay or anything. I really just want to play this out. But the problem is if Twitch's servers are being dumb, there's nothing we can do about it. But at any rate, if you can't tell by the title of the stream, we are going to be getting into the first semifinals match. It's going to be a best of 5, Kelazhur versus PiLiPiLi. This has been now aptly named the They Showed Up match because both of their opponents forfeited / were disqualified for not showing up today.
Correct. One no-showed and one at least told us he was going to not play. But a little bit awkward. Kind of sucks. Say la vie. One of these guys is a shot at that final prize.
Oh, this was a risky click. This guy is so stacked. Like someone tweeted like a fitness thing and like I couldn't tell if that was a guy's nipples or a girl's nipples. I was like, okay, let's click this and find out.
And
it was the guys. It's fine. Safe to be on Twitter. For some reason, because you know that's okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like at all equality and blah blah blah, but it does make no sense to me that you're totally okay with seeing like a guy's nipples, but a girl's is like, no, children, cover your eyes. There's a horrible thing happening in front of you right now, and it's so beautiful. Don't look.
I actually really wish it was just like equal on either sides. Like I could also walk around like topless, or that
yeah,
my
that's
brother
fine.
had to walk around with a top on because that wasn't a pretty sight, to be honest. I'm sorry, bro, but it's just I didn't. No, thank you.
Zombie Grub, I want you to know that next time we're at an event together, if you want to walk around topless, I will support you. Not unlike a bra.
I'm pretty sure that unless I'm in like New York, I cannot do that. I would get in trouble.
Like, if we're going to be clear, I was just aiming for the bra joke more than anything else. But okay, we are getting into game number 1 in a best of 5 semifinals match. Spawning here in the bottom left, competing in the road to Dreamhack Atlanta, we've got the blue Protoss, Psystorm Gaming's PiLiPiLi.
Hey, in the top right, mostly, it is the red Terran Kelazhur.
Okay, so I tried to do proxies on this map recently in the caster tournament. Did not work out so well for me, but maybe it will work out for Kelazhur. Right off the bat, he was not scouted, and that is a good start. That being said, though, this probe will confirm there's nothing at home, and immediately, whoop, red flags are going to go up.
Yeah. He does have enough time to swap his bow. Okay, there we go. Like that was awfully close. His probe was in position at that nexus. It was ready to throw it down, and he definitely held off on it because that probe really wanted to get the full scout. There's a chance that barracks is like next to the command center, for instance, right? But that wasn't confirmed. So puts an X-Ray down.
Why?
It's a zealot preparing.
Kelazhur not going for a factory. Oh, at home.
Yeah.
Okay. No, sorry. I assumed because we've seen so many variations of this through Joxy and others that like the factory comes down across the map, not at home, right? So I was like, why is the SUV poking? Just build the factory safely, man.
Yeah. That was a dangerous thing to do. If they were getting a Stargate either proxied or on one base, but at home still, like it complicates things.
Well, this is an okay start, though. I mean, you've already baited out a Zealot. You've got the Reaper possibly killing probes. In fact, oh, gets one. But unfortunately, this Reaper is meant to usually kill about 4 or so workers. I don't know how I feel about the follow-up for the second Reaper, to be honest.
I don't mind the second Reaper. Obviously, anything more than this is usually weird, but especially if it's an area where you just don't get the best opener. Yeah, there is the liftoff. The starport is still going to be proxied, though, in the bottom right. PiLiPiLi specifically looking for this.
Oh, barely not seeing
on
it,
his first
too.
proxy. Wait, that sucks.
You look at the vision, too. Like, look, here, sorry if this causes a seizure, guys. Look how close that was to being scouted. Yikes. He's going back for round 2. He might still see it. I don't know if it would be Banshees or if it would be for the Liberator. I really like the Liberator for obvious reasons, but with pylon set up, it can also be shut down. The Banshee is a little bit more preferable because we've been seeing a lot more success out of them lately. Like 10 kills per Banshee has been a pretty wicked number, but that has been about the average for a lot of the games we've been casting.
Wicked. The Liberator
Oh,
and
God.
died. To Daisy.
Savaged.
Yeah. But what PiLiPiLi chooses to go for, Stargate, not only makes sense in the grand scheme of things as far as this matchup goes, it also makes sense as a defensive tool against the shenanigans of a one-base Terran. Just gives you all the options. The one complication is, as you point up to the Banshee, is that Revelation can only catch one at a time. So if they do just completely blindside you with 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, that's when sometimes the Stargate can be an issue. But yeah, Phoenixes and Revelation should cover most options for Kelazhur. And there's that Phoenix. So Libera just needs to get what she can. It shouldn't be much.
Why are we linking the fishing story in chat? What relevance does that have right now? Other than to just embarrass me, I guess. The Liberator, although not effective in terms of killing a lot of probes, even just a few seconds off of mining for all of these probes is very costly for PiLiPiLi. This is actually, wow, 1,200 minerals costly for PiLiPiLi. That comparison is usually hard to make, but it's so nice with this graph.
Yes, it is. Great use for it. Phoenix, you wanna? Yeah, there you go. It is a follow-up of a Banshee, so I said like this Oracle. I mean, it's got one Revelation, but maybe not even. If it's trying to use its energy on the other side of the map, if it gets killed by cyclones, then so be it. And PiLiPiLi doesn't actually have detection.
Oh God. Yeah. I mean, well, the Phoenix, okay, technically the Phoenix camped the starport, they'd be able to catch this Banshee, but he rallied the one to the bottom right, and Kelazhur's going to have this Banshee kind of safely hide. He sees where the Phoenix are, he knows exactly. Oh, the patrol got him for a sec. He thought this was like a juke into a juke situation, but this other Banshee that pops, it's going to time out well with the cloak. There was a restart on the Banshee to make sure that it would finish out in an appropriate time. I like that move a lot, but PiLiPiLi's sitting here thinking he's caught the Stargate. The first one surely must have been here by now. Not the case.
Shenanigans. The second Oracle is about to pop out, though, so like the perfect timing on the cloak, but also maybe the perfect timing on the Oracle, but it is only for the first Banshee. Like, okay, this one goes down.
Ooh.
Which doesn't do too much. Much at all.
A couple kills, still not bad. Got the Phoenix out of position, so the other Banshee got out safe. Now there's not enough energy to cast Revelation on this one, so wham bam, thank you ma'am. Cloak it, though.
Cloak it.
Yes.
That goes down pretty quickly to Phoenix. And this is where the momentum is really gained. The third Banshee's even on the way, despite there being a second Oracle, and if PiLiPiLi has to go for a third Oracle, that's not too great for him.
No, this is actually starting to rack up really nicely. Like I said, Banshees usually get about 10 kills when done correctly. I love the attempt to stack with a micro here out of Kelazhur. Is so sick.
I don't know if he already shift-clicked or just was managing to actually click on them, but either way, that was really good. 16 probes killed. Kelazhur takes a lead. And as a natural command center setup, he is still very, like, he's without tech. He's without upgrades, he's without combat shields.
Oh, no, he's going to miss this one.
Be camped, so we had to build a second one. But I think he's in a good position.
Okay, so Revelation will clean this up. This is not going to get another 10 workers, but I just want to point out, like, 3 Banshees now up to, like, something. How many kills? 24? That's really not too shabby, all things considered. This puts PiLiPiLi at a really low 34 probe count, and all this money, and probably Chrono Boost too, if I had to suspect. Okay, 1 Chrono Boost. Still dedicated to trying to get that probe count back up.
Yeah. I mean, everything's been delayed for PiLiPiLi, so I brought up that Kelazhur doesn't have, like, a +1 or combat shields, but PiLiPiLi also does not have Resident Glaives +1, Immortals. Like, there's just a lot missing in this game, and it feels like PiLiPiLi is missing more. He also doesn't have the economy that usually gives you the production boost to barely make your gateway units worth it. So there's a lot missing.
Oh, neat. So Twitch just sent me an email. One of your clips is really popular. Check it out. I'm going to guess it's the one everyone just linked in chat. I really hate what Twitch defines as popular, too. Do you ever get those notifications? It's like, oh, someone you're following has a popular clip. You click on it, it's got like 34 views. Like, oh, yeah, this is so popular. Twitch, thanks for sharing it with me. Ugh.
Popular in relation to...
to averages?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the feature much at all. I don't think I've ever seen that and been like, today's the day I'm going to click on that. I'm just too lazy.
I see the red notification. Every time I log in, I want to click it to get rid of it. And it's like, oh, another one of these.
Exactly. This is a very scary push. You know, PiLiPiLi doesn't have any upgrades, and there's not a big army for him. Phoenixes can help with the Cyclones temporarily, but there's going to be way too many Marines. Even Scans the Stasis Trap.
Yeah, but does he have another one ready to kill it? Sack a Marine. All right, there's not going to be that much picking up. Phoenix count's not high enough to completely scare this army off. I'm actually really liking Kelazhur's position. The +1 weapons is huge. If PiLiPiLi could buy time to charge lots, this army from PiLiPiLi actually wouldn't do too badly. But I don't think he's going to be given that time.
Yeah, even then,
He could walk past this, or he could just go for it. Gets the sentries, nice pickoffs. He's eating a lot of overcharge damage, but he doesn't care because he's got so many units that just eat that damage. Mothership core goes down. Marine's still standing. Marauder.
It's like the slowest little, like, pardon me, excuse me.
That's why, because he's busy queuing up more medevacs, and this is totally fine. Moves in for round 2. All of PiLiPiLi's armies here, nothing to defend this third. He's just forced to pull the probes away. He'll lose the Nexus for this. He might just lose the fight, too. The Marines don't even care about the Phoenix. They're just shooting down the Stalkers. GG.
GG.
And knock on wood, guys. So far, so good with the frames. No drops since restarting. Picked a different server, and I guess that fixed everything.
Cool.
Although, I live in British Columbia. The closest Twitch server to me would be the Seattle server. That was the one that was lagging, so shout out to San Jose. Woohoo!
It's going to be where TwitchCon is. Coincidence? I don't know. Right?
Right. I feel really bad. Everyone keeps asking about Dreamhack Denver, and I'm like, look, I don't know, dude. TwitchCon same weekend. Atlanta's got to really blow us away if we want to make Denver happen. Actually, I guess on that note, because we are casting Dreamhack, let's be clear about this. Like, I want to make the wording as least confusing as possible, right? Right now, we have no commitment to Dreamhack Denver, yes or no. We have no commitment to TwitchCon, yes or no. Neither event will truly benefit us monetarily in the long run. It's more about which event I guess we'd have a better time meeting fans and friends at. So if we go to Atlanta, which is going to be a BYOC bring out computer event, it's not going to be a premier event. It's not going to be part of the WCS system, but we still get to meet lots of fans and have a good time hanging out with people. Then I'll be really inspired to go to Denver instead of TwitchCon. But if we go to Atlanta and it's a bunch of working and there's no fun and we don't see a lot of fans, then we're probably not going to invest money in Denver and just go to TwitchCon instead.
Right.
Just so everyone's aware where we're at. So I'm really like I want Atlanta to be the best. I want Atlanta to blow us away, and I want a reason to dump a stupid amount of money into going to Denver. Plus, I've never been to Denver, but TwitchCon is also really, really cool too.
I mean, I went to Denver and it was actually a fun city, but I'm not sure if I'd ever put that in a like. Well, I've never been to New York, you know, like that doesn't have the same quite ring to it. I've never been to Denver. It's amazing.
I've never been to New York either, but I'm not really that hyped. Like, I guess I've known too many people who lived in New York that don't see it as special. So all I've heard is like the negativity and like the it's not that big of a deal. Like
it's yeah. Actually, I think it's the same thing for DC though. Like, there's so many tourists that will come, and I'll just be like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess we like a lot of like cool shit. Like, I guess. All right.
I can't wait to go to the Big Apple.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, you've been to Atlanta, though, right? Have you been to the area we're going for this?
No, I've never been to Atlanta. I went to Raleigh.
Oh, no, you went to Atlantic City, right? That's what it was?
No, I've never been to Atlantic City either.
Where's your vacation at, then? What place is that?
Ocean City?
Ocean City. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
North.
Look, geography is clearly not either of our strong points. We've been over this.
Oh, okay, no, that you're right. Okay, like it doesn't like I should not have said that, but more to the point, like no one cares about Ocean City, right? Like Atlanta, at least is like a hub for an airport, and Atlantic City is like a place with a bunch of casinos. Ocean City is actually just like an ocean city, and you go there to get sunbathed and look at like. I know, I guess there's Summerfest, but you know the point is like it's not that big of a deal.
All right, well, folks. Both of these guys looking to go to a place that's not that big of a deal. No, I'm just kidding. In the bottom right, we have the blue Protoss PiLiPiLi.
In the top left, as the red Terran, it is Kelazhur.
And really, the only thing I know about Atlanta is watching that show with Donald Glover, which was good and depressing and wholesome, but I'm actually looking forward to going to the city. I just like traveling in general. So like you paint New York as a big picture if you want, or you paint Atlanta. Like the point is, I just like traveling, so I'm excited to go wherever But big thank you to Just Link for the 6-month sub. Says half a year since I subbed to ban Zombie Grub. Lol. Still love the stream.
That worked.
We need to get more of those going on. A little timeout Zombie Grub for anybody who's for each sub we'll ban her for like a whole hour, guys. Right? Is that how that works? Get her out of chat. Quit putting spoilers.
I don't talk in chat that much anyway.
Yeah, but it'll give everyone the opportunity to, and you won't be able to do anything about it.
I feel like that, like the meme with the guy that's sweating, right? And it's like subs or not.
There's like that other one where it's like, hey, you see that guy over there? He's subbed to ban you. And it's like the angry eyes.
I can't do anything about it. Shit. Yeah, good stuff. So it is going to be a more standard-looking game here. PiLiPiLi going for a Stargate, but without all that harassment. And Kelazhur going for a factory. Well, a barracks that wasn't proxied, because the factory wasn't proxied either. 2 base.
Also, thank you to Amazon X for the 17 months. Thank you for coming back. Well, okay, so this won't be any proxies, but what's kind of cool out of Kelazhur, and I really like him for this, is like this is not a cheesy Terran who can't win without proxies. He's got pretty solid mid game and decent stats versus Protoss. So PiLiPiLi, make no mistake, perhaps maybe even I would argue lesser known than Kelazhur, but still like one of North America's best Protoss. So Kelazhur, okay, maybe the cheese last game was a good way to get ahead. We're gonna now get to measure how he plays in like a more regular setting against somebody like PiLiPiLi, and that's what I'm excited to see, because that'll tell me right exactly where Kelazhur's at in the game right now.
These guys have been kind of not quite neck and neck in terms of like the upcoming NA talents, but it's both been like, you know, they're both NA. It's been a long road, I guess, years where we've seen them improve, very steadily, but still years. And I feel like Kelazhur got the edge recently, especially after his TvP got better from being in Korea. But yeah, we will see. The Oracle Adept's pressure is brutal, especially if no Widowmine's there to help take it out. Double Widowmine is just a little bit too late. They surprisingly, despite getting right into the heart of the SCV line, they didn't die. There they go.
Oh god.
Okay, there's the damage done. This is nice.
I mean, this will get cleaned up, but this had such an expensive price to it. And not just through SCV losses too, right? Like, the 6 Marines dead means there's not going to be any sort of follow-up for a drop. The Widowmines can't really walk across the map. He might try and drop 4 of them. 3 of them? Actually, I don't know how many are still alive after that. But, oh, there's just... PiLiPiLi did whatever for damage, but he's not going to have much he has to worry about either now.
Yeah. That's too bad, too. Kelazhur, if he had just put his Widowmines in, like, maybe one of the ramp, the other one in the mineral line, he did not take a lot of damage in that natural. Not expected, but... The Oracle is able to get that damage done finally. And this, you know, maybe there's a chance. Like, maybe the things are not in the position that they should be, but it looks like they're going to be intercepting perfectly. Oh, God. Oh, you kidding me? Oh, PiLiPiLi, please. Alright, well, he's not going to intercept it, but he still has units there. But it is for Widowmines. The units might just die, too. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh, that one wasn't too bad.
There you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, equalized the workers killed.
Yeah, that could have been so much more devastating, though. Pili was not ready for that.
No. Well, he was absolutely scouting for it with the Phoenixes, and had he just stayed in one place, he would have absolutely just crushed it. And that would have been, I don't know if it's game over mode, but it probably would not have made Kelazhur feel very good. But to note, even though that did equalize the workers killed and only down 4 is perfectly fine for a Terran, this is still PiLiPiLi having already invested into upgrades and a 3rd base. So he's still going to have that massive amount of production.
Mods abusing their power will not be tolerated on BaseTradeTV. I'm putting an Iron Fist boot down. That's right, a fist boot. It's a boot shaped like a fist on the issue. So Solidus Dub has temporarily lost mod powers in order to be crushed.
I just love that that's your idea of a weapon. You put your fist in a boot and you're like, guys, it's better. It's going to work against zombies 100% better. Which you're not wrong, but...
I mean, think about it. When you kick someone's ass, you're also punching them in the ass at the same time. It's like a double attack.
That's so stupid, though. Who punches people in the ass?
Well, people like to get fisted, Zombie Girl, but that's a whole nother story for a completely different stream.
I'm pretty sure you would never say that's punching someone in the ass.
Well, you could argue it. You could certainly argue it.
You could argue. You could also argue about putting your fist in a boot.
Maybe it's a weird prosthetic, right? Like, you lost your foot in the war, and they gave you a fist instead.
Oh, it's like that guy that, like, walks on his hands. Why doesn't he just wear boots on his hands? It'd be like the same thing.
He could wear pants on his arms, too. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. We need to find that guy.
Turns out, it's really 3 kids dressed up in a giant trench coat, one of which is walking on his hands.
Who was ever going to choose that card, man? I don't...
It's from BoJack Horseman. Good show. But okay, another Widowmine drop coming in. There is a cannon.
You could put it a little out of position, or just hope that it throws. Okay, that works too.
Oh, this is gonna get some good shots. Second one's good too. 13 probes dead.
Oh, this is so good. Like, the first time was great, but it, you know, PiLiPiLi triple probe production still has a lot of money to work with production-wise. Another 13 workers, that just cut into all his production finalizing and an attempted attack. So that actually cuts into this directly, I feel. Harsh.
So I was thinking on this kind of like a shower thoughts moment, literally in the shower, but a Warp Prism's 200 minerals, and it's a little bit mobile. But a Proxy Gateway and a Pylon, it's not much more expensive to still get Warp-ins with.
Yeah.
Well, this is certainly going to be tough. Well, Kelazhur has done some pretty good damage to the probes of PiLiPiLi this game. The real question is, does he have the army to fight this? There's so many Phoenix to lift up important units. There's going to be plenty of charge lots underneath this. I mean, these things are already really good against Bio in the first place. Kelazhur doesn't have that many medevac, or well, he won't, rather, once the Phoenix gets something done with them.
Yeah. But PiLiPiLi... okay, Archons are in the mix too. It's questionable. 9 gateways, and even after losing 20-something probes, he can still reduce from all of them. +1 armor just finished. Kelazhur still has a little ways to go on that one. If he gets a wall down, that would be very helpful. And he sees the army, okay. Even if it's not a wall, like even just a choke would be extremely helpful.
I just realized I have the perfect emote for our previous conversation.
Do you though?
Yes. Yes, I do.
It's a fist saying pow. I thought it was gonna be a boot saying pow.
That's what goes inside the boot.
Really need a boot emote, and then it'd be perfect.
Good. Well, you know what? If someone wants to make one, I've got a spare emote slot on my channel.
A boot?
Kate has literally...
Oh my god. And then you could say that you came up with the idea because of a boot time. Perfect.
Look, I know it was July 4th recently.
That's true.
But you need to calm down and stop. Your patriotism is not appreciated.
I'm confused. Is this a Canadian thing? July 4th is an American thing.
I know. I thought you were just making fun of me being Canadian.
Well, partially, but only because the tournament did it. If I was going to make fun of you specifically about being Canadian, I would have said that you say a boot all the time, but I really don't think you do.
No, I'd have to be more East Coast to pull that off. Actually, a really good example of like an East Coast Canadian accent, Nova War, Max was Black. Those guys, Lag TV and all that. They got the Canadian accents. They got the real Canadian accents too.
Yeah. So while we talked about nothing, PiLiPiLi did not end up truly engaging with that army, which, I don't know, may complicate things for him, because Kelazhur, there was that weak point where there's not a lot of Widow Mines, the medevac count was still growing, the upgrades were even favorable to him for like 20 seconds.
Storms. Lots of bad choke for Storms. Well, it's a good choke for Storms, but bad choke for Terran.
Yeah, there you go. Storms are the real kicker here.
Ooh, but you know what?
Starting to spread out.
Storms are like 90% of the damage, and usually the Zealots charging in are the execution. But the Widow Mines did such a good job taking out the Zealots.
Yeah. PiLiPiLi's army is mostly Phoenix, by the way. Like 12 Phoenix.
Yeah.
They're not helping very much.
Yo, Kelazhur, I was worried about for a small portion of this game. I'm glad I shouldn't have been, though, because he is looking pretty freaking good right now. Up a surprisingly large amount of supply. and most of it with that PiLiPiLi has isn't even effective. So you got to consider this is really like 30 supply, or sorry, 40 army supply at 134. Phoenix try to be effective now, but like what can they really do? They lift up a handful of units. Widowmine's a little bit late to the party. Storms are starting to crush a lot of that army, but the Phoenix Unleash, there's no anti-air. Kelazhur's actually going to get pushed back.
Yeah, if those Widowmines had burrowed, different story perhaps, but even as the Marauders get picked up, he still manages to have a supply lead. He does have a 4th base, and he does eventually have the second round to go.
There were some very interesting losses there. Kelazhur losing a lot of his medevacs. That's hard to replace. But PiLiPiLi lost Archons, Immortals, lots of Templar. He just burned his whole gas bank, warping in new Templars. Like, this is going to be a not easy follow-up for him, all things considered. As more drops come in, too, these slow units will not be there in time to storm. Yeah,
PiLiPiLi having to deal with such a hectic attack. I don't think he's remembered to put down, high Templars everywhere for feedbacks. And even then, they wouldn't fully kill the medevac.
Yeah.
That natural's looking quite tempting.
By the way, thank you, Guru Gurara. If I say your name, 200 bits. Takes a stab at the boss and it puts an interesting quote in chat. Someone should add that to the bot. There's just not enough anti-air with these pushes. Like the fact that there's so many Marauders is great to deal with the Stalkers and what have you, but as we're witnessing, like the Phoenix just get to sit there and pick everything up. There's nothing to threaten the Phoenix.
Ooh. Yeah, absolutely. Kelazhur, maybe dropping after not being able to cut the Phoenix countdown was not the wisest idea. Really retrospect, like, oh, I didn't kill a Phoenix, maybe not. But now I'm gonna try and get to Ghosts.
Yeah, I like this, not just for the Templar. Obviously, that's where I think the primary focus of the EMP goes. But if you're really panicked and in a tough spot, hit the Phoenix. If they can't lift anything up, they're not that effective.
Yeah. As it is, like, I think Kelazhur has given away that lead that he had with these drops. This one, I guess, kind of got away, and it was just Widowmines. But the other one certainly was definitely a waste of supply. This is a bigger drop. It has more Marines, but I don't think it has any Widowmines.
I'm astonished how many Templar he's been able to get away with, by the way. He's sitting here on 11.
Yeah, he was just making a ton of gas.
God, if those EMPs hit, like, even if the Templar is spread, there's still going to be so many of them clumped up.
Could get a little funky. PiLiPiLi is like past the halfway point. He did not expect this drop. There is a storm. 2 storms maybe? Yeah, and oh man, the Phoenix. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go.
So he finally starts to cull that Phoenix count down a little bit. These last few Marines will finish them off. A peace of mind to say the least, but Widowmines plant themselves in this mineral line. Nothing's going to defend, but Pili's not coming back to defend. He wants to push to win. I don't think this will work, though. It's a planetary for defense against mostly Templars. Storms don't affect buildings.
It's going to be tough still. The repair won't be that
Oh,
effective.
well,
that's definitely what's going to take
yeah,
the damage
storm hits the SDVs. Nothing repairs the planetary. Not a problem for the Immortals.
Yeah, he just has to deal with the ghosts or the High Templar, and ghosts aren't coming out, but Liberators can do the job.
Oh gosh, he's losing so many high energy Templar. Liberators are doing a great job here.
He's down to 1 storm. Immortals are coming through too, though.
This choke is working out well.
Not reinforcements. Yeah, reinforcements should take care of this.
Kelazhur, by the way, has continued to do damage on the other side of the map. He did kill that Nexus. Widowmines are taking out the Zealots, too, so no problem on this side. As he pushes through that final drop, it looks like PiLiPiLi's going to start getting cleaned up as more and more units will choke off this ramp. I don't think he's got what it takes to push through.
Yeah, I mean, he still has 4 CCs. That 5th had finished and just lifted.
Yeah, it's just chilling.
I mean, he loses some production. He doesn't have a Ghost Academy anymore. Shouldn't have a Ghost Academy anymore, but I mean, it's PiLiPiLi with no mining.
A ragtag group of units is still going ham over here, shooting nothing really important, but it's not being cleaned up because everything's focused on this one drop. Widowmines are out too, and the Ghost Academy going down kind of sucks, but he wasn't really using Ghosts yet.
This is actually kind of complicated. I mean, PiLiPiLi doesn't have a lot of places to mine from, but Kelazhur doesn't have a lot of things to mine with.
Well, he's got mules though, at least.
I mean, yeah, mules pretty good, right? It is triple CC.
Well, unless this burns down. Oh, this noise.
He pounced on the army, actually. That ended up going really well for him.
He needs to repair this, though. It's so badly dead.
Waiting for the mule drop, maybe?
He's got to...
Waiting for the mule drop. Oh, my God. So it's actually unlocked. There we go.
Oh, my God. That was close. That was really close.
Yes, it was. Yeah, as you noted with the natural, unfortunately, those units just weren't attacking anything too important. The Robo would have been a really great pick because there was no observer. Luckily for PiLiPiLi, he noticed and built one.
Funny enough, he did kill both the geysers, though, and this has been such a gas-heavy, like, rely on Templar primarily for this whole game. So losing those 2 extra assimilators is actually kind of a big deal. And there's so little gas left, it's almost hard to justify rebuilding them.
Mm-hmm. Still a pretty scrappy game, but Kelazhur should have the more stable follow-up, even investing into another orbital instead of a planetary.
Just heard a big old cha-ching. Some damage done to the Bit Boss. Terminator. Business-wise, this all seems like appropriate business. I'm not sure what that means, but he did give everybody in chat 1 rob. So let the crime spree begin. Although when I say you give him a rob, it sounds like you've gotten a servant now, and his name is Robert. Short Rob, though.
I've been giving you a rob.
Here's your Rob. Treat him well. Feed him. Bathe him. Clothe him.
If it's Rob Lowe, I wouldn't be too upset.
Literally Rob.
He's no English, too. He's fancy. Fancy Rob Lowe.
He can probably pull it off.
I'm sure
I'd expect to see Rob Lowe on Downton Abbey. I'm just saying.
That was a nice snipe in the Observer. They pointed out there really weren't that many, but you know, Kelazhur, I guess maybe his army might not be effective enough. You know, like his production would have started kicking in, but
you know, the Zealots really kicked his ass here.
Yeah, PiLiPiLi just had barely enough like really good units.
That was
to overwhelm.
Oh, the command center is gonna go down. I didn't even occur to me that like those were all the SCVs repairing the Liberators and stuff. So 2 SCVs remain. This game was so close to being Kelazhur's. This has got to really sting for him.
Yeah, I feel like if like 10 less SCVs die, this might have been enough production to just take care of it. Because then, you know, all the Zealots are gone, right? Like, PiLiPiLi can barely afford to make a lot of those, but they did their job already. They killed a lot of the army. They helped take out the Liberators, too. Otherwise, Soccer's might have had trouble with that. Being both attacked by the Bio and by the Liberators.
The thing is, though, he's still, like, Widow Mines all over the place are being annoying and problematic. Not game-ending, but still, like, this base, for example, isn't mining for PiLiPiLi, and if he transfers probes, he's gonna have a real bad time.
He's cleaning it up, though.
Yeah, this is the Observer now. Oh my god, that probe cluster would have been so nice to catch, though. I didn't realize. I thought that was 1 probe coming over. Splits into, like, 9.
Yeah, would have been quite nice. But Kelazhur, I mean, even with the mules trying to be dropped here, he's back down to 3 orbitals and 1's lifted. Widow Mine's no longer going to be a saving grace. I really thought he would have the more stable follow-up, but that army was really good from PiLiPiLi. And just sizable enough, too.
Well, if there were no observers, I would say Kelazhur's got a chance. Widow Mines can be really good, but I think there's just a little bit too much. Maybe if this was old Widow Mines, am I right? The extra 10 or whatever shield damage they lost.
Oh, yeah. That would have been quite nice. But at this point, Kelazhur's not just, like, on the ropes at home, but he's also just lost all of that presence. You know, that at least he could hope there's a Widow Mine on this map that got serious damage done. At least he could hope the 4th base wasn't actually mining. God.
Oh. I think this could be the end of Kelazhur here. PiLiPiLi looking to tie up 1-1.
Yeah. Kelazhur not ready to give up yet, though.
I gotta address this in chat. Somebody says, Terran is such a forgiving race. Oh boy. Let me tell you, when you start seeing a bunch of Widow Mines friendly fire, like what happened to Masa earlier, I think you change your mind on that statement. GG, though. Ties it up 1-1.
Sick.
Who is this? Clips31, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Glad to have you on board. We're going to be going to a small commercial break as it is game 2. When we come back, game 3. It is a best of 5, though, guys. Keep in mind, not best of 3, best of 5. So plenty of more games still coming. See you soon. All right, folks, we're back. We're going to be getting into game number 3 with things tied up now 1-1. You hear that countdown ticking? Let's hop into the game. I don't know how to feel. Like, I'm trying to think how to summarize that last game in my brain, and like, there was good moves made by both players. I don't think anyone particularly like messed up and threw that game, because you could argue PiLiPiLi did a great job coming back from the brink. You could try and frame it like, oh, Kelazhur threw the game. I don't think either are totally accurate, though. Either way, that was a really good game and quite back and forth.
Yes, it was. I don't know much more to sum up, because it was just a back and forth game that went into both favors, and then suddenly it was in PiLiPiLi's favor. So This is some
I like
summary.
the suddenly it's a magic trick, right? All right, well,
It was almost, yeah.
game number 3, spawning in the upper left, bringing us back and tying it up. It's the blue Protoss PiLiPiLi.
In the bottom right, as the red Terran, it is Kelazhur.
All right, so of course I had started that last game talking about like, will Kelazhur measure up to expectations if he doesn't cheese? And I gotta say, like, I feel like he played a really solid game. The Widowmine hits were great. Maybe the Ghost came out late, you could argue, but there was a lot of really good attention to his unit control and drops, and he even thwarted the Phoenix, so that wasn't even a factor until like, was it about halfway through the game? I think is when they finally got taken out. So,
Yeah.
good moves, but I hesitate to call it outplayed.
There's 2 points really where I thought Kelazhur had the winning situation, I guess. Not the winning move, but the winning situation. And that was definitely when he before those Phoenixes picked up the rest of his Marauders and killed him, and then also before he dropped the 2 medevacs and they just absolutely got obliterated. Even when I was pretty sure he would win the whole base trade scenario, there was little, PiLiPiLi had his good upgrades. He had charged out Archon, but also more importantly Storms, and Kelazhur never truly got to a counter, and I don't think there was enough credit given to that. You can counter that competition with numbers, but if the whole game is based around, quality over quantity, then that's of course where the Terran really starts to feel the burn. No ghosts, not enough liberators, not a lot of Widowmines. Yeah, their army's not as good. But I think Kelazhur probably also would say that whole Phoenix into the drop thing was probably the turning point, or not quite a turning point, but a definite mistake for him. And I think he might be a little bit frustrated over that loss. See a proxy factory off of 2 bases. Dealing with, Protoss BS again. Nah, it's 2 bases, so it shouldn't do game-ending damage, but it is going to be a surprise for PiLiPiLi.
Well, today I learned that if you have somebody who is timed out, you cannot moderate somebody who is timed out. Not that I guess you would ever consider moderating somebody who had just timed out in chat, but today I learned.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I feel like this has only been happening recently, which is makes no sense, but I don't know. But that is that you proxy, you're aggressive, you either proxy the factory and starport, or you're aggressive with the cyclones and liberate, you know what I mean? And then you don't build a bunker back at home. And you're just asking to be cleaned up and then countered. I feel like only recently I've seen, what was it, Moss, I think, built a bunker back at home in the qualifier leading up to this. And then there was a Korean Terran that was doing it. Innovation, maybe? There was a game where he had a bunker, but he couldn't put anything into it. But the point is, I don't know, that's going to save you a lot of grief, because so much of your production is on the other side of the map. And only Marines can't even stand up against Stalkers, right? They can be kited down, so you need that bunker. And speaking of Stalkers, it is Blink. I'm not sure that's something that Kelazhur could confirm by seeing 1 Stalker in Twilight Council Chronoing, but I mean, it might be on his mind. Of course, Blink not going to be done for this, so this is still not exactly a freebie, but shouldn't die.
PiLiPiLi.
Observer's already out. I said, if medevac dies, that's the worst thing, so
I think it will,
maybe
too.
This should live.
Well, actually, if the Stalker chooses to focus this. So
okay,
close.
So dangerous.
So actually, fun fact, guys, if you've never had to counter this, if you have a full surround on a Widowmine, even before it burrows, it will still burrow just barely and kill the probes around it, unless you get 1 or 2 extra shots in from a mothership core, or in this case, a Stalker. That looked risky, and it looked a lot riskier than it really was, but I think PiLiPiLi knew that he had that covered.
It was, well, it's always close because the focus fire can go on either one, not both at the right time. But PiLiPiLi taking a third as the gold as a third is very interesting. It didn't work either. Oh man, so far Kelazhur's opener just a big old dud. Persistence though.
Oh, big thank you, by the way, to Juggernaut Jason for that host. Good to see you, my Canadian brother. Everyone give Juggernaut Jason some love if he hops on in chat.
Why?
Oh, that medevac. Ouch.
Yeah, Blink is done. That confirmed it. At least it distracted. Hey, finally.
It did. 10 kills is not too shabby either. With a 7 and a 3? Yeah.
Yeah, but really, all things considered, 4 Rotomines, 1 Medivac isn't too bad if it wasn't also in proxy, I think. This is a lot of lost time and what could have been a follow-up Liberate. Well, yeah, maybe a follow-up Liberator. Point at like Medivacs being safely produced. Eventually the factory will also be found out and have to move, so...
Oh, one of these might get a second shot off. No. By the way, thank you to Royal Prospecting for a very odd amount of bits. 718 to be precise. He doesn't quite kill the boss, but now Slaughter Step is almost dead. Thank you, Royal Prospecting. Oh, Rockets. Rocklilts. I can't say that name correctly. Thank you for the host as well, friendo. Lots of people come in with a host today. NA hype. All right, round 2 of the Widow Mines. Well, it's more like round 3 or 4, I guess. But yeah. Round 2 of this particular medevac, because it did wait. Like it wanted to go in so badly, but the stalkers are there. He knew about it. Another dragon drop. PiLiPiLi once again, a little bit late to the response to this, but looks like reaching out still gets some good hits.
Yeah, that one reached. Accidentally burns all of his overcharge. I guess if the observer was closer than it was.
He blew his load, so to speak. Yeah.
Luckily for him, there's not a follow-up, though. Kelazhur is still waiting for Stim, still waiting for Medivacs to, have with his army, because at start point to go home. If he didn't have to wait for that, if that wasn't proxied, well, I guess you're not in the situation to begin with. But the point is, like, he probably would be scouting for a third and pushing, like, the natural or something like that, because he has a decent bio army. What's the gateways?
It really wants to make these Widow Mines drop. I mean, the proxy, you're trying to get value of it. Oh, that one reached so far. 9 kills is not too bad.
Oh,
Total kills so far up to 26.
He couldn't even kill the medevac. Oh, he's going to try, but there's no more frozen overcharge.
I think the problem here is, while Kelazhur has certainly done some damage, he never scouted that gold. So as far as he's concerned, he's done ample damage. He's completely crippled PiLiPiLi's income count. But really, that's not the choice. And he's now going to realize with this Marine, oh, shoot. This is a situation, I think, as a Terran player, this army you've got at home, the +1, you feel like you've got a lead after doing all that damage. But now realizing there was a gold-based mining this whole time, he's going to have to reassess the strength of his army versus his opponents. And this is not going to be very good. Because the last game, a lot of what he had to do, we got a lot of good Widow Mine shots on the army. A lot of Zealots taken out before they even got a chance to fight. This game, the factory was elsewhere. There's no Widow Mines to be seen. It's all just bio.
He does need to remake that factory. I don't think this is a game option where you just lift that and let it be. PiLiPiLi is still on Gateway Army, and he's still focusing a lot on those charge lots. But the army supply isn't that bad. Kiting might still be good enough, or just standing there.
Well, yeah.
Like either way. That's like, bio truly is powerful. The upgrades aren't they're even, actually, and PiLiPiLi just did not have a lot of oomph.
Well, that's why I really thought Charge was going to be so much more powerful, but I guess a lot of them got shut down. Concussive shells kept them at bay. I was really concerned that army was going to slam into Kelazhur like a bad wave and just crush him.
No, absolutely. I mean, there wasn't a lot of medevacs, there was no Widow Mines. I think all of it had to do, though, that was like one of those rare situations where it was just a straight-up fight, like 1-to-1 up a ramp, no concave, no denial of any kiting, and just, no additional upgrades either. Like, PiLiPiLi just at the +1 armor was still getting quite a lot of damage done to him. So I think he just moved in too soon. Trying again, though. This is where he's actually going to start kiting. This isn't going to... I don't know if it's going to work. He's not taking out the medevacs either. He basically blings forward here. That just it makes him dangerously closer to being slaughtered by the Marauders because he can't blink back.
Marauders are pretty good. Oh, missed the last shot to kill that stalker, but... I don't know, like, I'm looking at this more and more, and this feels old school TvP, right? Like, you've got charge lots with a lot of armor upgrades against Terran that's just kind of a bit behind upgrades because where Terran is. Storm now coming into it. And I'm really liking where PiLiPiLi goes from here, because it wasn't until the introduction of the Widow Mine, and, of course, with the Widow Mine actually straight up broke this matchup so badly that Charge Lot Archon was no longer a viable composition. So without Widow Mines in this game, I don't think Liberators make up for that. Like, I don't think the bio numbers will make up for that. I think the same hard problems that we saw last game with Storms and Zealots executing the units that are low from said Storms, like, there's going to be a lot of problems here for Kelazhur.
Yeah. Certainly, the Storm was the huge complication, and it still will be. Kelazhur not... cramping that and going for his Ghost Academy, but just making a couple of Liberators, not even off a double starport. Depending on pure bio, That's, I think, what complicated boss game so much. But takes care of the Zealots even after that cancel. Just goes for it again on location. And a big old drop in the main base. No high templates for feedbacks. No army there either. The army, once again, kind of in the middle of the map. Very deja vu here.
Oh, God. There's not even any weak point here where you're like, oh, you killed a pylon. Now all the gateways are depowered. Like, this is actually really nicely set up out of PiLiPiLi, but the army still comes in. Storm might eat the army, but the overcharges are gone. There's nothing to execute them after that storm.
That still executed a lot.
It did.
I was surprised.
Oh, get that pylon. Get those 2 pylons. Kill the rest of that production. Don't go for the probes.
He's focusing on so many other things. I think he just lost his 4th CC because he put it on location again.
Yeah, he did.
He's attacking the rocks as opposed to defending, and in the middle fight, he had to back off from. There you go.
That's going to be difficult keeping up with PiLiPiLi, but at the same time, impressive to see PiLiPiLi hold up on multiple fronts so well. Medevac's getting picked off. He's got to be careful. He didn't even unload that other Medevac, so he had less army to fight with than even he wanted to.
He's just trying to distract. He did scan the very bottom left and knows that PiLiPiLi was on a 4th, so his constant cancels and I think loss of his 4th in the gold isn't as brutal as it could be, but PiLiPiLi is now on a 4th. He just needs, to send probes there, though it is a regular one. But that'll probably be all the probes from the gold, in fact. That's already mined out. Kelazhur's going to have some pretty nice upgrades. He's going to have 3-2 versus 2-1. And once again, hitting that same point over and over. That High Templar Descent does not have a storm. This could just be a lot of production down. I mean, I think going for the forge would be a very good move, but also just camping that production, actually killing 9 gateways would be pretty solid. Goes for the High Templar. Army responds pretty quickly. Be back while you can. This is really awkward. The army of PiLiPiLi is having trouble getting through to meet the medevacs. There you go.
Well, this army's actually going to meet up that retreating medevac force. This would be nice to try and save them, but storms and feedbacks meet them on the shores. So that army's gone, but this one still stands strong. Pushing in, he kills the pylons. No warp-ins. Nexus going to fall with this. No point going for the gold, but he could still clean it up. I mean, this base has been mined out at this point. There's not a lot of necessity to kill this, but still removing map control and bases. I guess losing that chrono boost too could really hurt somebody like PiLiPiLi recovering from this. Down to 15 workers through all of this and not a real solid mining base to go to.
Yeah. That army is awfully low, but just not quite enough zealots. The Archon can't quite reach it, and the storms are lagging behind. Well,
PiLiPiLi's whole army is on the southern side of the map. Double drops. Maybe a little bit more? Nah, just double drops. Head towards the main.
What are they going to go for this time? The fort's still not done with a +2, or +3 rather, armor. That could be good, but there's really not a lot of charge outs to even benefit from it. I don't know about taking this fight. His army is still very, very, very dead. It can't even swing again here. But that army can.
Reinforcements are looking good. Gateway's all depowered. Warp Prism's got nothing to warp in with. It's just sitting there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. He also depowered that +3.
Ooh, that's really a nice catch.
Shot to PiLiPiLi.
I think he's done it. Kelazhur without Widow Mines. I like, maybe there's some justification here. He's like, too much friendly fire, not a thing. Like, he had the Widow Mines in the other game. I shouldn't say no Widow Mines, but no Widow Mines in the main composition. Like, his army has been like old school bio build.
Yeah. And I think it's a very dangerous position, but the key might have just been that there was never really a direct, like, it never came down to one big army versus one big army, and storms trumped him. He was always dropping and segmenting and pulling PiLiPiLi apart. Now that the storms are finally on the front lines, I mean, they're going to be coming, with what reinforcements? 2 Stalkers, an Archon, and an Immortal. Trying to make it work.
Dancing around the storm as best he can.
Yeah. I mean, if there's a bunch of charge lots here, I'm, maybe like, oh, snowball is real. It's not.
Hey.
Hey, quit it.
Stop that.
Hey.
Pili's fighting to the last. He's feeling pretty bad about this loss, you can tell. But that being said, Kelazhur has pretty much got this in the bag. Storm pretty cool. It's a pretty cool skill.
It is. Shit.
Oh! Oh, damn! This is where I need, like, the super hot fire gif. Just like, oh!
That's pretty funny.
Now, we've missed Trash Shock in StarCraft 2, but you know what? That's game 3 now going in the favor of Kelazhur, leading 2-1 in the series. Pili can certainly still bring this back, but do we know what the next map is?
Defender's Landing.
Ooh, this is a bit of a funky map. This is one that's also quite flavorfully cheesy, if done correctly.
Flavorful cheese, you say?
Yeah. Cheesy
Gotcha.
macaroni!
Oh, I'm so hungry right now, actually. Oh, it's not even a joke. Oh, boy.
What time we got in Korea right now? Is it morning? It's morning, right?
It's 11 a.m.
Not so bad. I went and got a pizza, hoping to find the girl of my dreams at the pizzeria, but she was not there. Feels bad, man.
I'm sorry. I have I have plenty of options to go out and eat, but I don't have anything in my room. And every time I go to order kimbap, which is like, I guess it's like a very easy snack food, I guess. I don't know if I'm saying it wrong or something, but they never give me kimbap if it's the old ladies there. If it's the young guy who also doesn't speak English, but I don't know.
No, I know what it is.
Then he'll get it for me, but...
I already know what it is. It's the old lady saying, oh, white people are going to be eating all our good food. Let's just give her the wrong thing until it's... Chalk it up to translation, right? Like,
I mean, whatever they give me is still pretty good, but it definitely isn't what I asked for, so... I see where you're going with this.
all right, well, looks like we're just waiting on Kelazhur to give us the go-ahead. I love that smack talk at the end of the game, though. I actually really, really like stuff like that. So, Pili... good or bad player aside, won a lot of points in my books for that moment there. But then again, I've been a big fan of Nurchio since he was at his worst, so I'm not exactly like the guy to appeal to here.
You'll just be impressed by anyone with a bit of trash talk.
Yeah. Ooh, shiny. No, I think artful trash talk is like lost in StarCraft 2. What was cool, I had a lot of fun doing the thing for the caster tournament, obviously, where we had some of the smack talk going back and forth. A lot of people didn't see it because it wasn't streamed, but those who attended Ting Live got to see like me smack talking with Jesse. Like, I love stuff that's playful banter like that, not too personal, not too mean. That stuff is always good, and I wish there was more of that. But I think that is the hard part of it. Like, when do you cross the line? And a lot of people are afraid of crossing that line, so they won't even do it at all.
Yeah, I also feel like it's such like a, well, you know, I'll do the intros first.
All right, top right, kicking off into a long conversation. It is the blue Protoss, PiLiPiLi.
In the bottom left, as the red Terran, it is Kelazhur.
And before we hop off into that long conversation, quick thank you to Nothing Man for that 28-month sub. Also, quick reminder that while the Bit Boss is not quite dead yet, and Solidus Dub is still king. Whoever is the next Bit Boss can choose whether we go to the arena and all fight, or whether we stave off the zombie apocalypse together. So if anyone becomes the Bit Boss, please say in chat whether you want zombies or the arena.
Regular openers too, by the way. Defender's Landing, very small. Could have maybe had one base opener or something like that, but not so. Yeah, just with a 1v1 game, I feel like the pressures are always on. You know, even more so. Everyone says that, but then just fighting games, right? And fighting games have plenty of trash talk. Actually, people like really like fighting game trash talk.
Some people get like into it. Some people get really into it.
Yeah, some people are so into it. Some people do overstep the boundaries, but generally it's like just considered a good thing overall. But I also feel like just the atmosphere of fighting games is also so different. And I've had like long talks with like Fear Dragon, for instance, because he's also like in a lot of other esports and how they're produced, about like why that could be. And I don't know, like we've like said that maybe it's the amount of time you put into a StarCraft match, right? Like unless you get cheesed out, you know, a game's typically like 12 to 15 minutes, whereas one game in a fighting game, like one round is like 2 minutes. Like maybe that has something to do with it. The proximity, the environment of the crowd, like I don't know, there's so many different things that puts like StarCraft 2 as one of the most stressful games out there to play, both casually and professionally.
Well, it's fun. You talk about fighting games and stuff for the trash talk. I gotta actually ask you quickly. Do you know who Captain Zach is?
No.
Not for the sake of like trash talk or anything, but I recently followed this Smash player. This dude like I don't know, role plays, I guess a little bit is the right word, like Bayonetta. It's awesome. And I like watched a bunch of his clips yesterday and fell in love with this kid, like straight up.
Oh. Alrighty then. I said it wasn't a one base. It is still an aggressive move. I feel like I haven't seen this in a long time. We'll just give up on the pylons. And I think this is one of the reasons why. Kelazhur's already responded to it.
I mean, the bunker on the low ground... Well, as you say, if the bunker doesn't complete, then this is problems. And it might not.
Not.
Still, though,
Okay,
the priority isn't killing a bunker. It's usually killing depots and getting the reactor.
Yeah, and the cyclone is out. Like, that's when it really snowballs, is when they skip the cyclone and they're, like, being super greedy with it.
It's a shame how close that bunker got to finishing.
You know, before you want to move forward. Okay,
wait, is he going to repair the depot? He could actually save this. Normally, you just write this off, so he might not even be thinking about it, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. It's too bad. That is in range.
I don't think the pylon is. But the mothership core, please don't tell me the mothership core's got better DPS than the cyclone lock-on does. That's so depressing. Okay, well, he holds. He holds. And the cyclone even lives. This is looking good for Kelazhur.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the Reaper living too is a big shock. Usually that doesn't get a follow-up scout, so you're always a little bit hesitant to push towards them with the cyclones, or you're always hesitant that they might like follow up with an oracle, for instance, which it is the case. But that Reaper lived. They did not yet scout the main. That is the first sign of the oracle. It's caught in the middle of the map.
In fact, the fact that it opens up its pulsar beam, it's going to leave it with maybe a small... Well, I guess 15 energy is still a lot, but it's really not a lot to kill the SCVs with. As we see here, like 2 go down, maybe 3.
Yeah, just you know, pulling them, so it takes longer. Like that should have that should have been so much more energy.
By the way,
last recharge, I think.
World Prospecting takes the boss down to 1 health, I think on purpose. Thank you for the 481 bits, friend.
Nice.
All right. The mothership core was remade, so you know the overcharge was buying time, but obviously not that much time was bought. Cyclones still come in here. Oracle's doing a pretty good amount of damage to said cyclones, by the way. So he chases on over, trying to get that last shot on the stalker. Does get the last shot on the stalker. Oracle's not quite out of juice though, so she will clean this up. Kelazhur's counterattack didn't really touch the economy, but it did take out a lot of army from PiLiPiLi. Widowmines should hold the rest of this.
Yeah. A bit of back and forth. I think Kelazhur might be getting the better end of it. He has not yet started his upgrades, but now there's PiLiPiLi. PiLiPiLi is just, you know, missing usually what is coming along with a Stargate opener, which is the 3rd Nexus. He's finally going to put that down now. Now. Okay, pylon first.
And
I mean, he's making enough minerals. It's not my fault, man. It's PiLiPiLi's fault. Adepts and Oracles did get into the natural. That Viking's so important here.
It really is.
Killed.
SCV's hiding also can't do much. I mean, this is a weird way the Vikings land to fight, and it's going to help out a ton, actually. They can take the Adept hits. I love watching the bullet drops come out of them. Just litter the ground. Pick that shit up.
That is 3 Oracles. Even if both Vikings were lifted, I mean, like, they're not going to kill them that fast. So 13 SCVs in the blink of an eye, and the Oracles live.
The Adept finally gets cleaned up here. That was a lot more damage than I expected, though. PiLiPiLi really hurting him there.
Well, there's definitely something missing, and that was that Widowmine never got any action. You know, it was supposed to be in the perfect position next to that bunker, ready to deal with something like that. Catch the Oracles swooping in, and it just missed everything. Taking out 1 Oracle, splashing the rest, that would have killed most of them.
Yeah.
Useless.
By the way, Terminator finishes off the boss. Now we get to pick arena or zombies, so get your chat ready, guys. We have to fight off the zombie apocalypse, or all kill each other brutally in the arena.
Zombies it is.
I should have this command memorized, but I think it's just zombies. I gotta look this up. Exclamation mark zombie.
Yeah. Nice.
An airborne rage virus has begun to spread around the globe. Oh god. Good luck, everybody. I'm going solo this time. Every time I go to groups, I never do well.
Didn't you solo last time?
Solo 10.
Okay, fine. I mean, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I never win with the groups.
I know. I feel like what's happening is the group's just using me as like a meat shield. I'm like the first one down. It doesn't say it, but I know it's I know it to be true.
You're supposed to pick like a couple of good people to group up with is the thing, and you can't choose partial group in this setting.
You need someone who's got your back.
Yeah, you can't just be like in a group of 50 people. Like someone's gonna be crazy, someone's gonna be dumb, someone's gonna be a kid. Like come on now.
Would you rather be useless Carl or Michonne, right? Like I mean, really.
All right. There's a couple of stasis traps actually. There's a bit of a minefield going on here.
Yeah, he sees them though. This is nice. Good eyes out of Kelazhur. Also, thank you, Saldus Dub, for the 4,000 bits. New bit boss.
Shit.
I like the turrets coming down with this. A lot of Widow Mines, but also Revelations getting thrown down too. So it's not going to be easy to just simply use the Widow Mines here. Unless PiLiPiLi gets complacent.
Kelazhur has some really nice units, but he is still missing combat shields and supply blocks. And that third CC only just begins. PiLiPiLi is going to have a big economic boost and production boost if he's able to deal with this.
That's still an if, though. Like, those Widow Mines, I'm just so scared of their potential damage, right? That's a lot of them.
On Kelazhur's army. Remember?
Oh, God. Actually, at this rate, yeah, the Adepts transferring through. Oh, the Medevac's got the hell out of dodge. Thank goodness for that.
Oh, okay. You need to time that out pretty well, to be honest. I've seen a lot more pickups that ended up the Widow Mines splash the Medevacs than I have.
I mean, they didn't even take any damage. That was really well executed out of Kelazhur, but the problem still stands where he's got little army to fight against what's coming. A bunker will help a little bit, sure, but this is a bunker against a full-fledged, like, mass stalker Oracle army.
But it is mass stalker. The Oracles are kind of whatever at this point, I think. The fact that it's just stalkers, they don't even have any upgrades, I would say that PiLiPiLi would be taking a huge risk pushing into that. He's risking all his army. He needs to wait for Adepts. He needs to wait for War Prism. Thank you to Telnaldar for the 17-month resub and JD Toss for the 29-month resub.
Dude, JD Toss. Been about a minute, brother. How you been? Oh, this isn't going to be an orbital? Or he's just putting it over a little bit early? I mean, that's kind of a mistake not to make the orbital in the first place anyways, but whatever.
Well, it's actually kind of a debate, I suppose, that we don't actually see anymore.
It's not a debate here. He's got to deal with the stasis trap. Triggering this will block out the command center even further. Oh! Catches a lot of the army in the process, too. It's like a good 30 seconds he can't land this thing now. Oh, that's so annoying.
Oh, that is a portion of the army, but now with the Adepts here and Guardian Shield as well, I think that Kelazhur needed that army, needed some Widow Mines too. Oh, the Widow Mines aren't a part of the army again. Lazy. Bring him back, there we go. But he might have already lost so much bio.
He's trying to bait towards it. I mean, but Marauders do surprisingly well against Stalkers, so... Oh, some of the Marines aren't fighting. GG, just taps out. There's Adepts in the natural simultaneously killing SCVs, so this is just going to get worse and worse. PiLiPiLi brings it up to a tie game, 2-2, and we're going to go to a commercial break. When we get back, we'll find out the resolution of this series, who goes on to the finals. See you guys in 2 minutes. All right, folks, we are back and getting into game number 5. Proxima Station, going to be the destination for the final map in this best of 5 semifinals. Keep in mind the winner, while they do go on to play in the finals, they will be playing against either Masa or Hero, who are both waiting to play. I would actually...
A long time.
This is going to be kind of cool. So for those who don't know, again, like part of the prize for this is up to $400 in travel costs, right? For the North American players, that is most of, if not all of, a ticket. The 4-night stay in a hotel, that saves you like $800 right there. This prize, while not glorious in terms of dollars, is actually quite glorious in terms of dollar value. And even for somebody like Hero, who may be coming from Korea, it might be worth the trip because he could just then head on over to the root house afterwards, and this is all a much cheaper cost than just simply attending to play.
Wrong Hero.
Oh, you're right, wrong Hero. That's right, I forgot. Oh, this is the other Hero.
Yeah, I'm actually super surprised that Hero is still sticking around. He is not supported by a team.
And you have to worry about visas, too.
Yeah, I have no idea about... does he even have anyone in America anymore? He was never American.
I remember he was asking at least about the whole prize ticket thing on the day he qualified, so he's informed.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's cool to see that it's not going to be overrun by Koreans. Again, one of these players did manage to get a walkover over Linok, who unfortunately didn't show up today. But Kelazhur, PiLiPiLi, Masa, and hell, even Hero are all people I would definitely love to see come to Atlanta. Regardless, though, guys, we're getting into game number 5. Spawning here in the lower left, we've got Psystorm Gaming's Blue Protoss, PiLiPiLi.
In the top right, as the Red Terran, it's Kelazhur. The group died, by the way. Called it.
So the solo zombie fighters are victorious? Question mark.
Is that how that works? We don't just die off one by one?
To be honest, I've never made it this far, so I don't know.
Right?
Normally, I'm dead with the group on that first wave.
Exactly. All right. Well, we'll find out. Well, we're watching.
Gigorara says I got banned for trying to rob a mod. Who was it? You gotta use your dashboard cams. Report these rogue moderators who are abusing their power.
I mean, you didn't get banned. You're talking, but
What?
it's not a ban if they can still talk.
Well, temporary timeout ban.
It wouldn't be a problem if people actually did not think that that's like if people didn't message me, you, the mod, saying, "Hey, I was banned," and we were like, it'd be like, "Well, no, you're not. You just got like an hour timeout." Like then I wouldn't bother correcting. But man, it tilts me every time.
Yeah, actually, the terminology can be problematic sometimes, I suppose. But thank you to Dovenwolf. Hey, Dovenwolf, good to see you. 33 months coming back here, and Gigora, who I'm pretty sure subbed in our Korean cast today. Just Twitch Prime sub now? Question mark. Okay, well, either way, welcome back. Welcome to hello. Apparently,
Jared asks, "Why do you have Elmer's glue?"
Because he stole it from me. Don't ask. How dare you take it?
Oh. Okay.
Also, I don't know. I guess we missed Diet Soda's resub too at some point. Thank you very much for that, dude. I'm gonna guess it was during the break. We don't get alerts during the break. Feels bad, man. Okay, Reaper coming in, looking for some damage. Very dangerous to go to the mineral line like this. On one hand, you argue, oh, I baited probes off to surround me, but then also you lose the Reaper, and that feels terrible. But 2 probe kills and a really good scout so far.
Effective Reaper. We don't expect much from this thing anymore, especially on Proxima.
I expected nothing, and I was still disappointed. That is the...
He gets a third. Ooh.
Oh, no. Ooh,
I mean, just the denial of the mining time is already pretty effective.
Yeah, he's gonna pull back. He's gonna pull back. I like this.
What's up? That was really good.
A lot of people are super disappointed with Pokemon Go's 1-year anniversary thing today. Finally
You don't like Pikachu with a ash cap?
No, that's not the problem. They put a what you call it, like an anniversary package in the store at a discount, quote unquote, but it actually costs more than if you were just to buy all the things. Like they match.
How does that happen? Who does that? Someone's
like
gonna get
I think the way it worked out is you're paying like 100 extra coins for like 20 Ultra Balls or something stupid like that. It's really dumb.
That's pretty bad. I honestly thought that people would not like the whole Pikachu thing also, and additionally.
So I think it's probably really stupid if you've already got the Pikachu that has the Christmas hat and the party hat, but I have neither, so I'm super stoked to go find a Pikachu with an Ash Ketchum hat.
I like the party hat because that's what you had in Super Smash Bros.
I know, he's super cute.
Yeah, I think the new ones have him in the hat too. Don't quote me, but I do remember the party hat.
I was just more upset that there wasn't like an Ash Ketchum hat that the trainer could wear.
No, that just belongs to him. That wouldn't be right, Rifkin.
My Magikarp hat's getting a little bit old is all. I need to replace it. Oh, dude, I caught a shiny Magikarp yesterday on stream. It was pretty dope. Sorry.
I wasted 10 Ultra Balls trying to catch a
it doesn't matter what. The fact that you wasted 10 Ultra
Bayleaf. There we go. You know, it was the worst thing, man. I like used berries and shit. Like,
did you curveball that? Did you curveball?
I did. I curveball to a grate, and it still was like, eh.
Oh, that sucks. I feel for you then. I'm not even gonna make fun.
It was during GSO.
At the same time, you're like, you've earned your freedom. You've resisted 10 raspberries and 10 Ultra Balls.
But then
Go free, my friend.
But it tempts you because it doesn't leave. Oh, this is nice. Oh, never mind. That was not good. But anyways, it wouldn't leave. The thing is, I found it funny because, so in the GSO broadcast 2 days ago, we got on the camera, and I wasn't expecting it, so we were just like, it was like the early game, so we were like on our phones. I was definitely playing Pokemon Go.
Nice!
And I'm so glad I wasn't like making any motions. I was just looking.
Just like spinning the ball. People just see you.
Yeah,
They'll
right?
know. That's how you know when someone's playing. You walk by them, you see them in a spinning motion and stuff, or tapping viciously because they're fighting. Like.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I love Pokemon Go, guys. I've really been getting back into it lately, but this game has some cool stuff happening. Drilling Claws is coming out of Kelazhur this time. He's had some pretty good success with slow burrowing Widow Mines. Drilling Claw is like, boom, instant burrow. So there's a pretty good chance he gets them off. Oracle gets taken out by this Widow Mine. Nice placement out of Kelazhur. But here we go to the main. How good?
I'm not sure.
Oh, he's gonna have to drop him out either way. Does get them burrowed. Shots reaching.
Can't reach.
He's
Trying.
manually targeting. He really wanted to get something in the mineral line.
Yeah, not gonna happen. All right. Well, the drilling claws. The thing is like they're not ever gonna be that totally ineffective. It's not a very common opener because of course you add on that armory like way before you should, but especially considering that PiLiPiLi has been going into obviously that resonating glaives or charge or hell even blink in some scenarios, drilling claws are gonna be helpful. So I don't mind that he opened with it and didn't do very much because he still has a 3rd CC and decent bio.
Oh, side note, these actually got around 2 shots off. Not anything amazing, but still, that wasn't expected. Also, all these people trying to rob, zombie rob, the mods, myself, everyone else had the same bright idea as you guys. Every time someone tries to steal from me and I've just got like Elmer's glue because all my good items have been stolen, I just laugh. I had an orb that was giving me an extra 5 Makarovs a day. That got stolen from me. I'm really sad about it.
I never used anything that I got anyways. I had the cloak or potion of invisibility, but it just allowed me to steal from 2 people. Put on that. Anyway.
I just lost all my poker chips. Damn it.
Nice.
Alright, Woodmine's Burrow, trying to look for those Phoenix shots. Not quite going to get it. Kelazhur is in no real danger. Oh, I got rid of the army supply. I hate that hotkey. But anyways, he's in no real danger. The army supply's holding up decently. The tech's not exactly trailing. But I do worry because Combat Shield's not on the way. Stim's going to serve you well, but Combat Shields helps out a ton.
He might have forgotten.
He's got the money for it. That's why I'm looking at it.
Okay.
There we go.
He's looking at his base, right, as he's like producing and pulling his SCVs back. So I'd be surprised if he didn't just look at those 2 tech items and go like,
Well, I mean, part of it is you're putting a lot of emphasis on these Woodmine drops. Gas goes to that burrow that you normally don't, the faster burrow that you normally don't have. I understand that, but it was like, okay, we're past that point now. You've got the money. You got to get that upgrade going.
Oh. Well, PiLiPiLi, I mentioned he's been going for the certain style of compositions, and it's basically revolving around not Colossus, not Disruptors, not Robo play. Swaps it up, adds a second Robo and a Robotics bay.
Oh, that instant burrow gets a pretty okay hit. Takes out the Observer almost with the other one. Oh, unfortunate.
Would that have been worse?
Well, he was stuck in with the cannon. He knows his Phoenix. Like, he wasn't getting away. The idea was get as much damage as he can. But this is the problem presented when playing against a Phoenix player, no matter what they're pairing it up with, right? Whether it's Phoenix Adept of Days of Old or Charge Lots, or even Colossus now. Any drops you make are committed. And so many Terrans are used to just getting away with the drop afterwards, getting a trade, and slowly leading like that. Kelazhur in one location will get stopped. There's no question about it. In the other, might get away with some damage, though. Oh, he's going to find this Warp Prism. That's catching his Warp Prism. Yeah, he thinks it's more worthwhile, too.
Nice. Nicely done. Phoenix has thought about trying to save it. Not going to happen, though, and this was not scouted. Gotta get that instant cancel on the Nexus. There you go. But I'm really worried about this Colossus transition. This is just like Kelazhur has not had to deal with this for 4 games, 4 long games, a long series overall. Might be just completely blindsided.
I mean, Colossus usually aren't that big of a threat, but that's usually also 2 starports in production, and I'm just so worried about this, like, for Kelazhur not being able to keep up with it once he realizes. He scouts it, he now knows. He's gonna drag and drop on top of it best he can.
Yeah. But he will need to, like, we should see some type of reaction.
1? Maybe 2? No, just 1.
Oh, but a really good number of probes.
Yeah,
and he gets out.
The 19 probes is more surprising for me than killing the Colossus, actually.
I guess it was because the army was stuck on the other side, the probes wasn't gonna target.
That's like an angry bee nest.
Yeah. Another cancel on that 4th base with another drop from Kelazhur. Kelazhur could be a dropping fiend, but eventually PiLiPiLi is gonna just, try and counter.
Push.
And Kelazhur's not quite getting anything that's directly countering the Colossus.
Yeah, there's a big hurt in terms of lack of anti-air. No Vikings en masse, no Liberators to help force positioning. But man, he's got a hell of a lot of Widow Mines and 2 more Starports coming down now. So I think he realizes he's late to the party and he's got to play catch up. Catch up.
Well, I like it because he's also on 4 bases.
Oh, what the?
Like him.
Marines can stack apparently? Today I learned. How did he do that?
Yeah, they usually are a bit smarter than Okay,
For a
anyway.
brief moment, they ignored the laws of physics. That was cool.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, triple starport, +1, 3/3 on the way in general. Kelazhur is good on the upgrades. And it looks like he'll be good on the entire game. He's always getting a Ghost Academy.
Oh, this drop is going through without a hitch. Everything's looking at the army on the ledge. This is the weirdest distraction of all time, but it's going to be effective. There's a lot of Widow Mines in this drop, too. Now he's going to use that drop to escort this drop over. Okay, here comes the Colossus, though, from the backside.
Yeah, exactly, though. Any response means that the other two drops, not just that other drop going to the third, but the one here in the natural, get to go off. Although, actually, he did lose some army there. Nicely done by PiLiPiLi, reducing the damage, but still did not have anything for the natural.
Yeah, he tried to get Swifty there. That was really nicely done out of Kelazhur. He does take that probe count down to 37. My concern, though, is he bleeds out so much army for this, right? More medevacs going down. Triple starport, not really in full swing just yet. And there's a real big danger of a counterattack.
It's not happening, though. Like, I think that Kelazhur also is in a bit of a panic for like 30 seconds here until he realizes, like, oh, the army's not moving across the map. Not fast enough anyways, because Kelazhur is on 8 barracks production. He can afford 6 Marauders at a time, and he does have Vikings popping out.
You know what, though? The problem with the Vikings, he lost so many medevacs. He's starting to try and rebuild some now. But Vikings aside, you're still going to need medevacs to support that bio.
I was worried he wasn't going to actually rally some of those Marauders, you know? Like, that would have been like 6 Marauders not in play. Another unfortunate thing is that he is in the choke. He didn't get this concave set up before the attack happened, but it's only when Colossus so far.
Oh,
Warp Prism.
He doesn't quite get the Warp Prism snipe to shut down the reinforcements. He's stuck between a lot of force fields, and he's looking over here trying to stim in instead of microing at home.
Well, PiLiPiLi really isn't migrating into the Vikings, though, so it could have been fair. I think the Warp Prism definitely should have gone down faster. Now targeting the Vikings.
Well, base for a base, a third for a third, and Kelazhur is up a whole base to his opponent. In fact, 3.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, that should make him survive for a very long time.
But can he hold the top of the ramp? I mean, it's looking possible. Probable? Unlikely.
3/3 is almost done.
Sell.
Anytime he blinks forward to deal with the Marauders, the Colossus are left behind. That's important.
The thing is, the Colossus might not even be the single most scary part of this anymore. They are getting taken down, but then, well, I take it back. The Marauders are going to concave on the Stalkers real hard.
Yeah. Yeah, that ended up working as a concave, despite all the barracks in the way. I think that's going to be it. PiLiPiLi, no more army. Gee.
I love that base in the bottom right, too. Congratulations to Kelazhur going on to the finals. Also, quick note, because we haven't advertised it for a little bit of time, guys, there is a Matcherino code available for this. If you get on the Matcherino page by typing !Matcherino in chat, the code is DREAM2, as in dream, the word with the number 2, because for some reason, code DREAM got broken. I'm not sure why, but it happened. So make sure you use code DREAM2 while you guys can. Help bump up this prize pool a little bit, and make Matcherino have to pay a little bit less, I guess. But really excited for Kelazhur to be in those finals. We'll see who he goes up against next. It's either going to be Masa or Hero, but I thought this, my brain, I thought it was like Hero, like the scary, dominant King of Korea Hero. I think Masa went to BRB while we were finishing that game, though. So I got to go hunt down Masa. We got to find people. We'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll get the next semifinals going ASAP.